Yeah, so thank you. It's my great pleasure to share this topic with you. So I'm told that I should talk about human and AI. And since I'm a marketing professor, I would like to do that from consumer perspective, because yesterday we've heard a lot of talks about AI agent from company, from society, from government perspective, but now I will share with you some consumer perspective. So the topic is about humanity in the area of AI agent, the peril of removing transaction cost. So you know what I mean by transaction cost in a couple of minutes. So how can I go to the next page? Okay, good. So we know that the AI agent is the kind of buzzword now, so I don't need to say too much about that. And you can see, in this year, there are a lot of articles in Wall Street Journal talking about the importance and popularity of AI agents, right? So you can see those headlines. And there are also reports saying that in this year, about 67% of all the companies worldwide, they are expected to adopt AI agent in their business. But from different perspective, you can see in a couple years, right, by 2028, at least 15% of daily business decisions will be made by AI agent, right? So the percentage was 0% last year, but it would be 15%. All the decisions in business will be made by that. But from the marketing perspective, I would like to talk about those leading marketing companies, what they're doing in AI agent. Like Amazon, they say generative AI will reinvent every customer experience. So remember the keyword customer experience, and how will that actually affect customer experience? That would be the main kind of thought for this talk. And Walmart is also doing that. So actually, they are doing more. They are preparing to welcome its next customer, the AI shopping agent. So previously, companies market to consumer, to real people. In the future, and in the actually near future, they are going to market to AI, right? Because AI agent will, on behalf of consumer, to shop, to make a purchase decisions, right? So that would be what's going to happen in the future. And here I just want to have some a code there in this article. It says this is about make products appealing not just to human consumers, but also to the AI agent that will one day shop for on their behalf. And also they say that the idea of shopping agents operating without human intervention is another thing entirely, right? It's a very different world going to the future, like an AI agent is going to shop for people, and ultimately agent will even be able to complete the purchase, including payments. So the whole process will be automatic. But that was the consequence. What's the impact to consumer? What's the impact to them as human? And also what will be the impact of this to business and the society at large? That's the thing we need to think about. And in addition, right, in order to appeal to AI agent, like Walmart is talking about, they try to make their website, right, appealing to agent. But that could be very different for a website appealing to human, right? Because when we look at this photo, we like the fruit and the vegetables, but the AI will interpret that differently, right? To write something to make the user interface friendly to AI may not necessarily be friendly to humans, right? So that's what probably will happen. And just give you an example, right? Now actually AI agents have been used for buying airline tickets, right? Planning trips. So for human to plan trips, we may actually browse multiple sites to compare price. We read reviews. We actually think about our budget, and then some single sentence with emotional appealing on the review site and so on may affect our final decision. But the AI agent is different, right? You just need to tell AI agent, okay, I need to make a trip to Shanghai in July, and for 3 days with a 700 budget. Then the AI will go through all the website, app, whatever, like to make decisions for you, right? So the process is much more simplified. But what would be the consequence? So let's go back to the marketing 101, right? In marketing 101, we talk about so-called customer journey, right? For a customer to make a final purchase, usually we have this stage of awareness. We need something. Then we do some research to collect information. Then we consider multiple alternatives. Then we make a purchase. Now after purchase, we have this post-purchase support, right? We need a customer service. We need like more information. We may complain and so on. We may return the product. So that's a process called the customer journey. But with AI, what's happening, right? So AI agent can replace almost all the steps here, except consumption. Right? We just need to consume. Then AI will take care of other steps, right? But then the question is this really a good news for us, right? And so that's what I mean by transaction cost. More broadly speaking, actually, I can call it process cost. So AI basically saves the cost for all the process during the customer journey. Like we save the cost on search for information. We save the cost on bargaining, decision making. We save the cost on monitoring and enforcement, right? And so the human's role will be just make a payment or not even payment, just to consume, right? So that's the future for us. Then the question is this really good, right? Or is transaction cost just a cost for us? To get into that, we can go back to the definition of customer journey, right? So customer journey is basically the entire process for a customer going through when intact with a brand, product, service from initial awareness to post-purchase and beyond. But I would like to highlight this. It encompasses all touch points and experiences, right? Aiming to create a smooth, positive, and a satisfying experience for the customer. So the key word here, experience. So AI agent basically save us time, right? But it takes away a lot of experience during the shopping, right? So that's the consequence. And this may actually have some negative impact for us. That's what I would like to say, right? Because in China, I think everybody knows this famous Tang Dynasty poem, right? 谁知盘中餐，粒粒皆辛苦, which says, who knows that each bowl of rice comes from hard toil? That because we have to go through the plowing, planting, watering, like harvesting, and the drying and the cooking to get the rice. But now, like in the industrial society, we just order rice and eat it, right? We don't really know the whole process, right? That's what I mean by losing the experience for consumption, right? And the same thing will happen now for shopping, right? Like before AI agent, we probably enjoy some shopping, we have some pain on shopping, but now those things are gone, right? We don't need to search for right product, seeking advice from friends, comparing prices, wait, choices, reading reviews, and dealing with customer service after purchase. Those things are gone. So then, that's what's happening. Like AI is eliminating transaction cost, right? So this part, the process of consumption is gone from human, and we only need to do the consumption ourselves, right? But how does that affect customers, business, and the society, right? Let's think about that. I would say, from the consumer or customer's perspective, we lose experiences, and that has implication to our humanity, because that weakened sensory experience, during the whole process, and the erosion of autonomy, and also it kind of put more restrictions on the meanings from consumption. So, but actually, we get a lot of experience. Sometimes it's hard work from consumption, but that actually could be a good memory for us. I remember, for everybody, apply for college, right? Usually the college essay, they will ask you what kind of hardship you overcome before, right? But now, you say we don't have any hardship. That's the problem. And sometimes I'm waiting in a long queue to get into a famous restaurant. That's also part of good experience for eating, dining out, right? But that part is gone. So that means, forgetting the toy behind every bowl of rice. That's the loss of in humanity, and foregoing the struggle and the enjoyment of shopping, right? That's another loss of humanity we are facing, right? But this is not just important for consumers. It also has very profound implications on business, right? For consumers, there's another thing I would like to mention, right? Just a headline, right? How I realized AI was making me stupid and what I do now. But the consumer loss experience, that has very important consequence to the business, because in marketing, right, we know brand is very important, but to build brand loyalty, we have to differentiate ourselves, right, build our brand image at every touch point during the customer journey. But now that part is gone. So for example, for some famous brand like Haidilao, right, the famous hot pot brand in China, one thing differentiate itself is to offer very good service, give you some entertainment during the time you are waiting to be served, right? That's the major differentiation part. But now with AI agent, they can tell you, okay, I'll make a reservation for you, and now in 30 minutes, you'll be served, just go there at that time, right? Then you lost this part. So that will have a consequence on the weakened loyalty and also customer relation management, because now your relation with customer is just the consumption, you lose the entire process, right? You can manage this relation with customers. And that has consequence of weaken the product differentiation, but then consequently that may intensify the competition and squeeze the profit margin, right? Because we lost those opportunities to differentiate ourselves and then to build stronger brand loyalty. So that's the potential consequence to business. And to society, there also could be some negative externality, right? So first, there could be you can expect reduced or human unfriendly service investment, just like a Walmart, right? When they invest in user interface and product information and after-sales support, they may target an AI agent, not targeting human, right? The kind of service may not be human-friendly, right? And then also will have consequence to those people who do not use AI agent, right? Because if Walmart designed its entire shopping process for AI agent, then for people who don't use that, you may suffer. And especially that may have a disproportionate consequence to those vulnerable groups like elderly, right? They probably are less likely to use AI agent, then they will actually suffer from the negative consequence of this, right? And then also, there will be challenges, right, to fill the vacuum of experience and restore the associated humanity. Because overall, we draw a lot of experience, either good or bad one. But in the future, in the later on, there's memorable experience. But once we lost that, how do you fill that vacuum? That's another challenge, right, for the society. So there's a book I read recently talking about this, right? So the subtitle of the book is, the book's name is called Deep Utopian, and the subtitle is Life and the Meaning in a Solved World, which means solved world means that everything is solved, right? So AI will take care of everything, but then what's the meaning of life in that kind of world? So this is also something for us to really think about. So then, from marketing perspective, is there any way to remedy this impact, right? So actually, I'm doing some research on this topic, academic research myself. I found there are typically two ways of dealing with that. One is to have more entertainment-related touch points during the customer journey, right? Basically, you integrate entertainment with shopping. So other one is to have more educational and knowledge-based experience. The entertainment-based one, I gave you some example, like IKEA, they introduced this meatball, right? A lot of people, the news talk about they wait for 40 minutes to get a meatball, right? So that's entertainment-related shopping experience. And then this is another famous shopping mall in Shanghai. They introduced the ACG, right? Animation, comics, and games into their shopping experience. And the Coca-Cola, right? They are doing this share Coke. They put an interesting label on it. You can share that with your friends, talking about you're tired of life, tired of work, the kind of thing. And And this is really like the phenomenon now, right? Everybody should know Labubu, right? So if you don't know that, you are not like trendy person, right? So like, in Hangzhou now, they introduced this Labubu, right, by Pop Mart into their shopping mall. That, again, is a way to introduce entertainment components, right, to restore the experience, right, in the area of AI. And another way of doing that is more educational and knowledge-based experience, right? So like we talk about rice, right? So you can actually, even though we don't know how rice was made now, but you can watch a documentary about rice. So this is a famous documentary in China. It's called A Bite of China. It has one episode talking about Wuchang rice, a famous brand in China. Talk about how the rice got introduced into like this location and how they got like cultivated. And then we can. Like this ocean park, like Hong Kong, they have Panda Museum, like to try to educate the consumers, right? That's another example. And this is like the example, like companies like organize farm trips, right, to give consumers hands-on knowledge about real-life experience with organic vegetables, right? And we have this like Lululemon also introduced like this brings community and movement together, right, globally to support the World Mental Health Day, right? You basically integrate some educational components, right, to restore the experience for consumers, right? Those are the two types of remedies, and then we also have like this is another kind of kind of famous like coffee shop on the internet, right? People talk a lot about this. It's called the Great Coffee. They have the Chase the Gold magazine talk about the stories of coffee from its beans, right? Again, it's like educational things. And Gucci also has these like exhibitions about the jewelries and their products, right? Again, this is like educational components. So what I want to say more is like what actually would be the future of humanity with AI. We see like the problems, we see some remedies, but moving forward, there could be more things we can actually work on, right? So I just think about like an evolution from our human being, right? From hunters to makers, right? And then will our future be just the eater, right? I didn't put eaters, just say eater, because very likely our future will be you eat alone, but then with conversation of AI agent, right? You eat and then talk to the AI, so that's why I put the eater. Would that be like the future? If that's the case, then we may lose some humanity, right? So I think this would be the bad future, like when just wait to be fed, and the other one would be good one, like when with rich experiences and the time to create, right? So that's something we need to do. And also, you can see this is like a business opportunity, also marketing opportunity for companies to reestablish or refresh their brands, right, and establish their customer relations, right? So just to conclude, I think we still have time, even though not much, because by 2028 or 2030, like AI agents are going to take over our life. So, but for the next couple of years, we still have some time to work on that, and because otherwise AI may ultimately decide this question and the fate of humanity. So I think we should work on that, and I'm sure the four speakers follow me will have better solutions, better ideas of how to deal with that. So I just want to share this view from perspective of marketing. So thank you very much for this.